I really think that you have to take a practical approach. So there's a sliding scale. I had a friend, he was putting in, I think, $100 of Bitcoin for his first investment. So he secured it with $100 worth of thought. And I get a message from him on Skype. He's like, all my Bitcoins are gone. What happened? And we tried to figure it out. But at the time, it was $180,000 of Bitcoin. Today, it'd be worth $1.5 million. But he realized that he hadn't taken the personal responsibility, and he was securing $180,000 worth of Bitcoin with $100 of thought. And so, if you only got $100 of Bitcoin, you're going to look at the probability of a security incident and weigh it against the potential loss, and it's going to be a completely different value proposition than if you're trying to secure $200 million worth of Bitcoin. If you're trying to secure $200 million worth of Bitcoin, I think that it's almost essential to use multi-signature. Some type of best practices that we have from accounting and information systems for cash segregation and segregation of duties and cash management, things of that nature. And we're building into Armory multi-signature, so we'll be able to do that. But I think that it's essential that we have what's called an air gap, that we have a device that has never touched the internet, that's never going to touch the internet, and that's where the signing of the transactions happens. I think that that's essential because, like, even with BitGo, there's a potential attack vector. GCHQ or the NSA could deliver a national security letter, get the SSL, and then pose as BitGo, which they've done posing as Facebook. And so when we look at trust and how it's established on the internet, I think it's extremely important for us to take into account all the different potential attack vectors. And if you're signing all the transactions on your own computer that you can trust and you know exactly what software is running on it, and the software that is running on it is open source and you're able to review the code, then it's much safer, it's much more trusted. And then you can broadcast the signed transaction to the network. And all the procedures that can go into the key security and the key management around that, the processes, I think we can scale it all the way up to where we can be managing and securing hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin for different corporations, because we don't know which particular employees might be malicious or incompetent, et cetera. So we also don't want to be sending Bitcoins into an address where we're not able to get them out. So it is a very challenging problem, but I think that we have the potential and the ability to build all of the tools that we need to do this. But it's very much a cost-benefit analysis that each individual has to do for their own use case.